Hey everyone, it's me, the Alikat, Allison. I'm here, having fun, being exciting, drawing some stuff. I'm not really sure how excited I really am. Let's pop a background on, shall we? There we go. So I can hide my room. Let's see. Could always be piloting the Falcon today too. Just hanging out on the Falcon. But yeah. I think we'll go with the Sanctum Sanctorum for today. Perspective's a little off for me though, I think. But hey, it works. I'm going to add some more backgrounds. Okay, let's get that going. Botrix has joined. That's always good. Let's see. So I got some comic stuff I'm doing. Figure I would work on that stuff. There we go. Page I'm working on. Doing my line art. Okay, anything on the finishes layer? No. Yeah, still working out the line art. So that was Rocket. Rocket, what are you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's my Rocket. That's my Rocket. Okay, hang on. We need some Rocket time. He wants attention. So, come in. There we go. Okay. This thing don't do what I want to do. Let's maximize that. Okay. Come here. Come here, you. Come here. I have you, kitten. And there's the big kitty. Yep. It's Rocket time. Yes, I love you. I do. He's purring. My giant kitty. Yep. I almost could have named you Domino, couldn't I? It's probably best I didn't. I love you. No, you don't. Yeah. He's trying to go for my hair. This is a matter of time before he attacks my hair. He's going to want to try to eat it. See, what he's trying to get me to do is feed him right now. But it's 4 o'clock, and he doesn't get fed till usually around 7. So he's got food. So don't let him convince you that he doesn't have any. And he's had a lot of treats today. Haven't you? Yes, you have. Now you have 2. And Kaiju's over on the bed. Yawning. Did you good boy? Yeah, most of my good boys. Yep, these are my guys. So yeah. Oh, I should probably get back to arting. Plus I know he's going to want to eventually get down. He's kind of doing his ragdoll thing right now. He's basically gone limp in my arm for the most part. And he's like 20 pounds a cat. So he's heavy. Aren't you? Get down. can get them. There you go. You can get them. Leaving fur everywhere. I thought you're supposed to be starting to grow your coat now. Okay, let's get back to doing this. Boop. Okay. I'm still not giving you any food. You have food. He's got plenty of food to graze on, so he's really got no excuse. But he's a cat. He doesn't care. This is Mock. He is a friend to Danny and is an ally to her in this story arc. So, kind of working out his line work a bit more. I also have to work on Danny's a bit. I'll go and do some inks and things, and let's try to get this kind of finished up. And I'll completely admit that Mock is basically because I want to draw a Wookiee. And I could only get to draw a Wookiee certain ways. So, originally I had him with like a huge sword on his back and stuff, but I decided not to do that here. I actually took the sword out. I think I still have it set here. Yeah, there's the sword there, but I decided to take it out. For reasons. Also, my original concept art of him, where I had him on like some of my early stuff that I did of him, he didn't have a sword. He actually has a staff. So I figured the staff actually I think would be a bit cooler. It's pretty much they always put like, you know, the big guy with this gigantic sword and stuff, and I was like, maybe the staff might just work better. Kind of go ditch that. Now, the other things I have done since I first started sketching this page, I changed up what pencil I use. This one has got a little bit of a brush texture on it, which I kind of like the feel of it a bit better. It's got a nice little grit to it. But yeah, it's actually not a Kyle brush. So that's the thing. But yeah, so this is Mock, and yes, he is named for the Thundar character, Ukla the Mock. So in this case, he's just Mock. And he is a Yeti. He's kind of got a brownish white coat. Kind of the way I pictured him. I'm going to work on the fur around the hands a little bit. You can see fur is kind of supposed to be, his palms are visible, and they're kind of a darker tone. While I'm thinking about it also, I should post something. Yes. Let's see. Option B. Post. And let's hit that. Okay. Pin that there. That is the Best of Swords and Sorcery Magazine Volume 1. which I have some art in, along with some other people I know. And it is going to be a fun book that's going to be done. It is a prose book, collection of short stories from Swords and Sorcery Magazine.com. So that should be a lot of fun. It's my friend Curtis's mag, and yeah. Stole a few ideas of the design for Ookla from looking at a couple of his of Ookla's uh, um, turnaround sheets and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, he kind of has got that. He also wears boots. I didn't give him boots. I just kind of gave him more fur. And he walks barefoot. And I add a little more white in there. And there we go. Not that it'll really matter that much, but it'll annoy me. So. There. Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. Okay. Hate it when I forget to use the change my color back. Let's do that. It's up a little bit. Go. Debated on giving him whiskers, but they'd probably have to be like really long whiskers, since that would allow him to like know what he can fit through and stuff. And I'll honestly forget drawing them, so maybe the Yetis used to have whiskers. So what Mock has done is he's actually done a little work for Danny, where Danny was called to a meeting with a, I'll say gentleman, and she doesn't trust him because he's basically one of the major information brokers and thieves of the city. So she doesn't trust him. So she asked Mock to go in there and take a look, because Danny is hunted by by a lot of different types of bounty hunters and things, and particularly the Order of the Hammer and Chain. And these are kind of just like random mobs, background stuff, nothing major. I'll probably have to redo this a little bit. Let's go in here with that. Okay, now I thought, good. There. Might just go to the finishes with Danny on this and get that going. Actually, there we go. That works. Let's see. Go to that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go right to her finishes and start getting to work on that. There. Okay. Let's see what else we got going here. Mm-hmm. Actually, I had greatly increased my eraser earlier, so no, I did lower it. Okay, thought I still had it super big. It's because I'm zoomed in, it looks bigger than it is. My original version of this story, she does go to visit the whatchamacallit, the information broker who wants to speak with her. But I figured she does have an ally in the city, so, and he's looking out for her. Doesn't want her to end up disappearing in a ghost cart someplace, so. Granted, trying to take Danny down would be very difficult, but it is possible. She's only a girl after all. Well, I mean that she's basically a girl. She's like 14. So she's a tough character, but not invincible. Matter of fact, in the cover for the book that I did for the Best of Swords and Sorcery Volume 1, the cover actually features one of her comrades in arms of where she escaped from. And that's Krasnia Volk. And she is basically my excuse to draw Red Sonja. They were comrades in arms. Oh, I got a text. Let's see if it's important. No. No, it's not. Okay. That's good. I was being informed that Card Kingdom will have magic singles for Spider-Man soon. Good for them. I have a box pre-ordered, so I'm looking forward to that. And a rarity for Danielle. Danny. She's actually happy to see Mock. A lot of situations under a cloak, I probably wouldn't detail out the hair as much, but her hair is stark white. So I feel that kind of showing it under the hood is a good idea. That she is marked as a Creed wielder. Creed wielder, yeah. They call Wudon in her area of the world. When I go to do some of her backstory, it'll be kind of interesting because she'll be bald. The monastery that she was with was very much inspired by the Shaolin, so lots of bald monks. That was a save while I'm thinking about it. also getting geared up for trying out the huge fight scene that's going to be at the end of this. So I have kind of the layouts of it. I have the layouts of basically the area of the description of what's there, but I haven't started to lay out the fight scene yet. I actually have to thumbnail it still. So I want to get it good, which means I'll probably have an excuse to watch some martial arts movies. I'm thinking I want to watch The Raid again, so that could kind of work. I mean, she's basically attacking. Well, one of the things that would kind of work would be Assault on Precinct 13 in some ways, but well, not a lot of hand to hand in that. The name of the story is Assault on Guardhouse 13, so. That she's going in to save a friend. I've been in talks with a manga publisher, and basically the idea is to do a one shot first and see if it does well and then kind of go from there. So I figured her rescuing somebody from this guardhouse would be good. It shows off the character, introduces a couple of her allies. One you don't meet till the very end, but that's fine. And she has Mock here to help her. She's probably going to bail her out of something towards the end of it. He is a Yeti, so he's tough. And I said, my excuse to draw Wookiee. Still not liking those lines. Not throwing it the way I want. That's better. Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. If anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I love talking about this book. So, feel free. I'm not discussing what manga publisher it is yet until I have something more concrete to share. I can tell you that it has gotten past the slush file, and it's basically up for approval higher up. But I'm not really going into more detail with it. There we go. don't want to go too crazy with trying to detail out her face here because it will be a lot smaller. I mean, that's more what we're looking at, so it'll be smaller when it's actually in print. I still gotta add tones and stuff. Oh god. Oops. Wrong one. Need to go back a couple pages. Okay. She is wearing the short sleeves at this point. Okay. Do. Her outfit's changed a little bit. Like, I couldn't remember what stage I had it in. She's got, like, usually it's more of a, she has a bit of her midsection exposed. But she doesn't currently because the shirt hasn't been ripped yet, so. But that'll most likely happen in this. She doesn't have a ton of money. So getting new clothing is difficult for her. I gotta find my clipmate. Since I moved, I don't know where the heck it went. But yeah, that lets me rotate the canvas like a little game joystick type thing. I can do all sorts of neat stuff with it. To push of a button. I've only been missing for about a year, you know. Hopefully the batteries haven't bled through or anything. Oh, that's her sash. Let's do that. Down a bit more. Another one in. Okay. I can spell tone. There we go. Tones. I don't really want to kill myself with hyper details on like every page, so kind of let the tones handle a lot of this. Some shading and things. I might go in and add some more spot blacks, but this will kind of work for right now. Yeah, I think I definitely need to add some more spot blacks. That's good. thicker on those. They are on our hand. Let's see. Pants are typically a darker color, so add a little bit more in. I don't mind having dots on dots. I also don't care if these aren't perfect on there because it kind of gives the thought that they're like a little bit of a bleed over when you actually would put them down on paper instead of just being, it's not the digital perfectness. Back that out, make sure that's looking okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'll admit that a lot of this is experimenting. Also, I'm going to do a color version of it at some point, and I'll be keeping the halftones in when I color it. I think it'll add to the fun. As an artist and friend that I'm a big fan of, Daniel Warren Johnson, and he does a lot of that. He'll do some like color work, and he'll stick like the screen tones on, or when he gets it over and Mike Spicer do the coloring, like Spicer will have the screen tones will be there for him to color over and stuff. And I thought that was kind of cool. Screen tones probably a better name for the layer. I figure it can get shaded, but it's not a. Her hair is generally white, so. Oh, yeah, that might be handy to do too. Okay, a little bloop in there. Hit that with the save. Let's back that up. It's not bad. Debating if I want to put something in the background on that. Just haven't fully decided. And I was thinking that since I have the larger background behind the two panels, not to. If I do the color, I'll probably add. There'll be different color splashes behind them. Okay, let's do that, and let's go over to here. Let's knock those down. Like 25, a bit better. Then I have all my text and everything in here, which there isn't much. This is 2 balloons, but yeah. Okay, let's go in 150. Back onto this. I did hit it with a gradient screen tone for the background for like a skyline. So I kind of want it to be like getting darker. And she just had an encounter at an inn. Actually, a tavern, not really an inn. And she's moving while she has the opportunity. So one thing is, she didn't kill the people who were after her. She just beat them to a bloody pulp. So they're still technically around. And if I get the position, I can actually, I'll probably do the second part anyway, but the main point of this story is it stands alone. It can go further. I have a loose outline for what happens next in the story arc. And yeah, see how that goes. Danny doesn't really like killing. She will do it, but she doesn't like to kill, so... Danny is the name that her fellow gladiati gave to her. The Dominus of the Collegium called her the Merlin because of her Krieg abilities. And she also has access to a different spiritual power as well. She's kind of Jedi-like. What happens if you make a Jedi meet Iron Fist? But she can tap into the Aether, which is effectively the manifestation of the spirit world around you. In this. There's a lot of different variations of sorcery. Actually, she's probably close to a Mistborn than a Jedi. She's more like a Mistborn. Which, if anyone hasn't read Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series, I highly recommend it. He actually just did a reading of the new Mistborn cycle is coming out, and looks like they've definitely gone well into the future. The first series, which was very fantasy, it's actually kind of a post-apocalyptic martial arts, mystical martial arts, which is actually, again, one of the log line for this is high-flying martial arts action in a shattered world. So it has a similar kind of present idea. She can do like a charged hit, kind of similar to the Iron Fist. I have a background and everything written about of where she gets the power from, and it lets her utilize the Aether, which is something that effectively the Shaolin monks, the Sentinels, can do. And she was trained in the Sentinel Temple, so before they fell to a traitor. But that stuff that'll come out later. And when she came over to this side of the world with her masters, she ended up getting enslaved and being forced to fight in gladiatorial pits. And her primary practice was being was it that she would kill the Dominati, which those are the ones who were damned to die in the arena. And her domina, the leader of the Collegium, made her basically a little murder machine because he was amused by a child basically murdering people. If she didn't do it, severe beatings. That's I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. I have sketches of him and stuff. He loves his games. He loves watching his games. He has this whole thing underneath the. He rules this place called Iron Forge, and it's this massive mountainous city that he stole from the dwarves. And yeah, he rules that. And underneath there's a whole area called the Proving Grounds that he sends people down to prove themselves, or they die in there. He gets to watch and enjoy it. He's kind of very Mojo-like from the X-Men in that sense. He's into the games. Last Sentinel is in a lot of ways is me wanting to do a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to do. If I could work on X-Men, what would I do? If I could work on this, what would I do? If I could write a Star Wars story, what would I do? I think Danny is she's got a few different characters in her that I was inspired by. Definitely Vin from Mistborn. Bit of Iron Fist. Bit of Raven. So yeah. That's messed up. Let's go and see if we can have to redo that nose a little bit. Oh. I'll say this: I didn't do the cliched indie comics person experience, and basically do I want to do Batman. Although I do have a character, no, she's more Spider-Man. She used to be more of a Batman clone. Oh, but Danny's name from that she was given by her parents is Seafoam, which I believe is a type of flower with how it translates. I need to ask my friend about that again. She knows more Chinese than I do. A lot more Chinese than I do. Justin is more Japanese than I do too. I think she can probably still speak that close to fluently. Chinese, the Chinese was never that good, so I believe what she does know is Cantonese. Family's from Taiwan originally, so I think that would be Cantonese. Not positive, but I think so. I love the texture on this brush. Interesting G pen. This brush is actually free too. If anybody wants to try to download it to play with their own, I actually got it off of Gumroad, I believe. It's called I think it's the GNIB series is actually like what it's called, and he's got a whole bunch of brushes and stuff all for free. Download all of them. This is my favorite. So I highly recommend it. One of these days, I'm gonna make some of my own brushes. I generally don't bother. I usually find ones I like, and I was like, yeah, I'll use this. Like Kyle's brushes, for instance, from his Photoshop stuff that he released. I mean, his stuff is awesome. I still use a lot of his stuff. Oh, back when I used to pay for Photoshop. Now I don't. I don't even use Photoshop. But I saved all the paint. But I saved all the brush files. And Clip Studio lets you port them in. Yeah, I just got sick of paying for Photoshop. It's way too expensive. I don't want to bother trying to like pirate it or anything like that. The last thing I needed to do is basically phone home and kill itself or something like that, and then I had to figure out how to get around it and whatnot. I just don't want to deal with it. Those days are long gone. I don't care that much anymore. Pay for Clip Studio, I use Clip Studio. Just easy. It's also a hell of a lot cheaper. And yearly, it costs me less than $100. So probably about $100. I also get the update pass. So. Oh wow, yeah, that is a great line work. It's like Cthulhu or something. Oh. I saw a comment on something that my buddy put up there. My partner in crime, Mr. Peter Palmiotti. He's like, "Oh, awesome line art," and I'm like, "Okay, I gotta see it." If he comments it's awesome line art, it probably is. And yeah, it was pretty badass. Gotta say. Yeah, barely even applying pressure to get those lines is great. So love it. The other brush set that I recommend that I got and I used it for, actually I still use some of the brushes from it, is by Jimmy Reyes. Um, he was an amazing comic book artist. I don't know if he's still doing it. He's going through some shit. That's just, I'll just say that. But his brush set was really, really good. Wasn't really. I tried using his pencil brushes he came out with. Figured, what the heck, because his inking brushes are so good. Wasn't really impressed with those, but I'll stand by his inking brushes. Inking set's really good, and he's done professional inking for like the new Avengers and things like that. So he is definitely good on that. Yes, I got to see the re-release of Jaws on the big screen on Tuesday. I gotta say, that was insanely fun. Jaws is one of my favorite movies. I usually go out of my way to watch it every year, usually right around July 4th, which I did do this year, even though I knew with the 50th anniversary it was coming back to theaters, but until August, and I still have to have my yearly ritual of watching Jaws. At least once. Typically, it's just once. Last year, I watched it with my uncle. I watched it with Jeremy, who I live with. I pay him rent. My brother from another mother. And yeah, so watched it with him around that time. Done, yeah, just one of my favorite movies. Also, it was filmed relatively local to me, being down the Cape Cod area, down on Martha's Vineyard. I love the good sheriff when he's trying to do the Bostonian accent. He parked the car, put down the yeah. Do I sound like an Islander? Yes, one from New York. Better if people don't try to do the Bostonian accent in movies because most people just can't do it. It's a very weird accent. I occasionally slip into it when I'm talking. I mean, I always have kind of it, but mine's not as pronounced. Blame on. But yeah, seeing Jaws on the big screen, very much approve. I always think when I'm thinking about accents in a movie, I always think about my cousin Vinny. The two Utes. What's a Ute? Oh, Utes. A few of Ralph Macchio's roles where he wasn't the Karate Kid. Still have to watch the new Karate Kid movie. It's got Jackie Chan in it and stuff, and that can always be fun. I love Jackie Chan. I want to see his new movie. That looks amazing. I can't remember the name of it though. It's like Shadow something. I don't think it's out yet. I may have to step away for a minute just to do something real quick. Take a brief break. Yeah, I'm going to step away for just a moment or two while I run to the little girl's room. So bear with me here. And, no. Thank you for watching. I didn't be right back. What? Oh, that okay. Nope. Wait. No, it's definitely not it. Okay. Yeah, nope, not the right one. No, definitely not that. Oh, that's all that is. It's just a border thing. Nope. That's weird. I typically have a be right back in here. No. Well, anyway, I will be right back. And I'm back. And I'm gonna fix that thing so I have the be right back thing. Got a bunch of video clips and stuff, but yeah, there was a be right back in here. I must have deleted it accidentally. I'll deal with it later. Okay, no big deal. Let's get back to doing some art. What are you complaining about? Huh? Do you want to go back on camera? Yeah, you probably do. Rocket may show back up on camera. I can tell he's a little cranky. I said, I guarantee you he has been fed. Now, he hasn't had his dinner yet tonight, but he doesn't get that for about another hour and a half. He's still got plenty of food to graze on, though. You do. Okay. Do you want to be Do you want to be on camera? Is that it? Do you want to be on camera? People want to see the kitty? Yeah, I know. Okay, if you do. Meow. Meow. You sure you want to be on camera? Huh? I bet you do. Okay, here he is. Come here, you. Come here. I got you. 20-pound cat of doom. There you go. Everybody can see you. They can see the kitty. There he is. Here's the kitty. Meow. Kaiju's moved over. Think he's jealous. Think he wants to get picked up too. Here, kitty can. Kitty can. Yeah, love you too. Yep, I'm trying to bite my hair. And why? Because you're a pain in the butt. Yeah, you are. You're a pain in the butt. I love you. Kitty cam. Okay, jump down. Doop. Okay. That was enough dumb fun. Okay. Let's do that. I got some stuff coming up for when I do my next poll list, which will probably be on one of my normal streaming days, either Monday or Friday. I'll try to do it again. I said I was getting my infusion this Friday, so I wasn't streaming. I was sleeping when I got home, which I ended up going to my mother's anyway immediately after the infusion, which is good because she usually gives me food. I like free food. Because groceries are really expensive. I might just go for a little bit longer. We've done like, what, an hour and 15 or so? Where's my time? Yeah, an hour and 15. Yeah, I know. You want more food. You have food out there, buddy. I know, because I put it out there. And I also checked your water. It's fine. So you got to say that, huh? Yeah, I understand. Uh-huh. that out a bit. Actually, I should start thinking about me eating. Which, if I eat, I will feed them probably a little bit early because I don't want them bothering me while I'm eating. Cats bugging you while you eat. It's a common thing. Let's see. That. I also might start laying out the fight scene. So that's something I do have to do. No, somebody upstairs. Thought somebody was knocking on the window for a second. That had me a little bit worried. I think Strange has come back for his Sanctum Sanctorum. A little annoyed that I threw him out. That up a bit. See how this is looking. It's funny, the submission stuff that you have to do is kind of crazy because it's like they want like a full issue of stuff, but also like you don't need to have the complete issue done. They'll take like roughs and things. But you also have to have a like your pitch, your storyline. You have to have character sheets of like your hero and things with turnarounds and stuff. It's just crazy. And you have like a fully inked version of the character that's just there as well. I found it like a little bit crazy, the amount of stuff you got to do. But hey, it is what it is. The things you do to try to get published by somebody. Debating on keeping them like hobbit feet and having a little bit of hair on them. think chicken's on my menu for my dinner tonight, which means if I have that and the cats aren't eating, I won't be able to get rid of them. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have dinner soon, and that would mean that they will probably have to have dinner soon. So yes, Rocket will be getting what he wants, early dinner. Kaiju's asleep in the bed. But as soon as I put the can down, he'll go crazy for it. So actually, I hear Rocket eating the can that he already had out there. Yeah, I knew he would do that eventually. Check that out. Alright, I think I'm going to wind down for right now. I might come on later and do a bit more art, but this is what I got going for right now. Kind of liking what we got so far going. Give kind of a brief look at everything. This would be the page 1, 2, 3. It's 4 and 5. We have a double page spread, which deals with Danny beating the ever-living crap out of people, her leaving the place, crossing through the market. That's where she ends up here. So yeah, that's basically everything so far. Actually, I'm gonna finish that leg up, then I'll call it. Let's get that going. I think Rocket used the litter box, be my guess. Yeah, I have so many things I gotta watch. I haven't watched Wednesday yet, the new season. I need to do that. I know the second half just came out, so that'll make my watching a little bit better. I still haven't watched the second season of Castlevania Nocturne either. I was really interested in that because there's Alikat. I love Alikat. God, I got so many things to watch. I did watch the first season of Faerun. That show was amazing. Looking forward to the second season when it drops next year. Okay, I still have some toning and texture doing, but it's not bad. I kind of like it. A little bushy down there. Yeah, that'll work. Uh, get a bit closer. We're going to see what the hell I'm doing so I have to get a solid line. There we go. I'll probably noodle out a little bit more with certain things. All right, let's give that a save. Call it there, I guess, for the evening. About an hour and a half for a stream. I think that's pretty good. For an impromptu art stream. I'd like to again thank everyone for coming. It's always a pleasure to entertain. Let's back to this. Stop the screen share. Pop me to here. Go to that. And if I could just ask everybody to, if you could, do me the pleasure of greatly appreciate that. That would be very, very helpful. And yeah, so that's about it. I'll just like to say, thank you for everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Everybody have a great day, great weekend. Don't work too hard, and try not to let the little things bother you. I know I try to do that. It doesn't always work, but I try.